Hi, welcome everybody, it's Mike Newton down here at Lytham Golf Academy. I've got a driver head-to-head here for you today in this video, and I've got the brand new Callaway XR Speed Driver, which has just recently been launched. Just done a review of that on my channel, which I'll put a link up and you can go and check that out. And I'm going to put it up against the ever popular TaylorMade M4 Driver. So for me, two drivers that are in a similar sort of bracket, both aiming to be very forgiving, both aim to be very hot off the club face, and both aiming to maybe give you straighter golf shots with a high MOI here. So be interesting to maybe put these two together. Two big obviously brands, Callaway and TaylorMade, XR Speed against M4. Let's see how these perform against each other. Okay, so we're going to start off with the M4 Driver first. So I've got this set as a 9.5 degree, set as 9.5. And I've got a Hazardous Projector X 6.0 shaft in here, which is a little bit more suited to me. And I've got exactly the same shaft in the Callaway here, and I've got that set at 9 degrees. So there's only like half a degree difference here, so it's very minimal. So really going to be quite a like-for-like comparison between these two clubs. We're going to start off with the M4 first. And we'll get this first one underway. So obviously got GC2 HMT here as always to get the measurements of ball and club data. It's a really solid opening tee shot there. That felt really good. Okay, very sort of solid sound with the M4. I do like that sound it does give. And that's got out there quite nicely there. So we'll get quite a few shots hit here, and then we'll move on to Callaway XR Speed. So nice opening tee shot there with the M4, just going over that 300-yard marker. Nice start. Second one hit. Feels solid. I love the sound of that. It does feel really solid contact. That maybe that G acoustics there, that's just short of 300, 298 there. So again, great hit there, very pleased with that. Spin just crept up a tiny bit there at 2.7, where the first one was 2.3, which is probably that difference of that sort of 7 or 8 yards there between those two tee shots. Again, just up that left-hand side fraction there, but that again feels really solid. Hitting that really solid there. That's 308. Definitely control my strikes there. That's going to be a lower spin number, yeah, 2.3. That felt a little bit higher up the club face there, which I know when I get that strike, I know that ball's just launched a touch higher, and that spin's going to get dragged off there, which generally gets me over that 300-yard sort of marker. But so far so good. I'll hit one more M4, then we'll move on to the Callaway. Okay, so that one wasn't quite as flush. That was a little bit in the heel, which is where that ball's just pushed up that right-hand side a bit there. But it's done all right there, 292 from that heel strike, and spun at 2,900. So spin naturally is going to creep up a little bit. Again, possibly twist face there. That might have crept up more if it hadn't had twist face. I don't know. It's hard to say. But at 292 and still probably just hitting that right edge of the fairway, possibly just into the fringe a little bit there. Quite happy with that result from that particular strike. So possibly good argument there. You know, forgiveness of the golf comes backing up. Maybe a bit of twist face. Who knows? But let's move on to the Callaway. We'll hit 4 shots for that, then we'll compare some numbers. Right then, so XR Speed, new driver from Callaway in my hands here. Again, same shaft as what I had in M4, Hazardous, yellow, 6.0, same length. And I've got this set at 9 degrees here, just on a standard 9 setting. So again, I've done a review of this driver on my video, on my channel, and I like it. You know, I think it sits great. I love the look of it. It sits really square. Beautiful gloss top there. But obviously very different looking to M4 there, with the contrast that M4 has. But equally, I do like the look of M4. But a really good sort of looking driver here. So let's get this first one hit here and see if this can produce anything different. It's a great opener. Really good opener. I like that flight. Be interesting to see what that does. Okay, yeah, so 307, very good start there from Callaway. And that's spun at 2,100 ball speed, 162. So, nice little open tee shot there with the XR Speed. Okay, so that wasn't as good a strike as the first one. Again, I'm just pulling these a little bit up the left-hand side. That's more me than the actual club, I think. That was definitely lower in the face, and that's gone 301 and spun at 2,500, just under 2,600 there. I was expecting, if I didn't see any numbers there, and I would expect a 2,900, possibly even 3,000 sort of spin number from that particular strike. Come out a little bit lower because I've hit it low in the face, but it's done pretty well there. That spin's been quite controlled, which is still getting the distance, you know, up to that 300-yard marker for a miss hit. So, you know, possibly this new XVFT face here could be doing a bit of a job there for Callaway. Again, that was a touch low. Yeah, I've not got the middle of the club face at all there. Again, 295. That's working really nicely. Obviously, a different shape of shot there. Spun at 2.8, so definitely low in the face there. That's more me than the actual club. But it's controlling the spin. I like the way it's doing that because that is generally my miss strike. It's low in the face. And when I do that, I get that really weak one that just climbs and spins like into the 3,000 mark. And you know, I get a lot of drop off distance there, maybe sort of low 280s sometimes. So the fact that that's keeping that up there on my miss hit is really good. Okay, so I need to finish on a good strike with this Callaway. I've had a couple little low in the face strikes, so need to finish on a good one here. Get this last one hit. That's good. Nice flight there. A little bit higher, cut that a little bit higher in the club face there, which always works, and there we go. That's trundling over that 304 sort of mark there. Difference of strike there, spins come down about 2,500. Okay, right, let's have a little look at some numbers between those two drivers, M4 XR Speed from Callaway, see if there's any real differences between those two clubs. Okay, so just going to start to look at dispersion first. So the red ring was the M4, the white one was the Callaway. So pretty much identical there. I think each shot had that little turnover left and that one that had just left a little bit to the right. So very, very similar on that shot dispersion there. And then moving into the numbers here. So obviously we've got M4 against XR Speed. So clubhead speed start off with 114 against 114, identical. Ball speed, identical as an average. Okay, so very, very similar. Launch in there, pretty identical as well. You know, literally 0.2 of a degree difference there on average. Side spins, identical. And spin number is absolutely identical also. I don't think I've ever had a set of numbers as identical as that, as that, to be honest. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Very, very similar performing. So we look at peak height, 34 against 33, descending both at 38 and both carrying at 278, running out 301. Pick a winner. Okay, so two very, very similar performing drivers. Try and pick a winner out of these two. This is going to be hard. So imagine if that happened in a fitting scenario, which I do get happening quite often with customers. They get two drivers that perform very, very similar, and it's like, well, how do I choose between those two clubs? The numbers can't split it. They're so you know, identical. You just can't physically split them. So how would you choose the driver? It's got to be through the customer's personal feel of the club, maybe a brand association. You might be a little bit more associated to TaylorMade, or a little bit of a liking more for Callaway. That could sway it, a simple thing as that. Or it could really be through looks, feel, and maybe sound of the golf club as well. So I think for me, again, numbers, I can't split it, but I think between those two, equally like the look of them both. I could easily cope with them both there. Probably if I'm going to pick one, maybe M4 just on. I quite like that split colour, but I tell you what, I'm just literally tossing a coin there between those two, to be honest. I think in terms of the feel and the sound, I would go M4. Okay, I just felt that sounded a little bit more muted, which I like, a little bit more of a solid sound. Okay, it's obviously not changing numbers, but as a feel, it felt like it was really solid on the club face, and I did like the feel that that gave. Equally though, XR Speed, I'm not saying that was a bad feel, very good feeling, very good sound, and maybe a touch louder than M4 if I'm going to say anything, but nothing drastic. So for me, or maybe on this test, M4 by the slither, just purely on that sound and that feel of the strike, but very, very similar numbers, and both really good numbers as well, so quite happy with those. Okay, interesting one. Let me know your thoughts on that. Is that something you'd go out, XR Speed, to go and try? TaylorMade M4, obviously a new kid on the block in the XR Speed there. It's a good offering from Callaway, slightly cheaper price point than Rogue, an Epic, and M4 is obviously cheaper than M3, but I think these two, as far as I know, sit quite similar price-wise together. So, okay, thanks so much for watching the video, guys. Always appreciate it. Do share it around with your friends. Do follow my social media platforms. All the links are in the description down below. Obviously, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Very much appreciate it. And hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.